If you're watching this, you probably have some crypto sitting idle in your wallet. Or maybe you're just curious about how you can make money besides constantly trading. Well, you're in luck, because today we're diving into the world of passive income strategies as it pertains to crypto. Personally, I've tried out countless strategies over the years, and I'm here to share with you everything that I know. So whether you're a beginner or seasoned investor, this video will give you a comprehensive overview of all the strategies. Give it a watch and you'll come away with a better understanding of what's possible and what's the best fit for you. Now, let's start with one of the easiest ways to put your crypto to work: lending and earning interest. This is pretty much like putting your money in a savings account at a bank, but instead of barely getting any interest, you'd be pulling in 5 to 10% or more depending on the platform and the crypto you choose. Now, it's important to note the difference between crypto savings accounts and lending platforms, as it's easy to get those confused. Crypto savings accounts, like the ones on crypto.com or Nexo, basically let you park your crypto and earn interest just for holding it there. While lending platforms like Aave and Compound let you lend your crypto to an intermediate pool from which borrowers can then pull from. It's kind of like being your own mini crypto bank in a sense. But here's the thing, higher rewards always comes with higher risks. You may remember the recent bankruptcies of lending platforms such as BlockFi and Celsius, which shows you that even the biggest players can go under. So when you're choosing a lending platform, you gotta keep a few things in mind, such as, is the platform secure and well established? And have they had any hacks or security issues in the past? Also, keep in mind that crypto prices are super volatile. So even if you're getting a high interest rate, a big drop in the value of your underlying crypto could pretty much negate your interest earned. So my point is, always remember to do your own homework and never put in more than you can afford to lose. Next up, we got an ultra popular way of making passive income: staking. When you stake your crypto, you're basically locking up your tokens to help validate transactions and keep the blockchain secure. In return, you get rewarded with more tokens. So if you have long-term conviction in a problem, then staking their token could be a no-brainer for you. Now, there are a couple of ways to stake your crypto. You could either solo stake, or you can stake through a third-party platform such as an exchange, which handles the process for you. Solo staking often requires a significant amount of the coin, plus some technical expertise to set it all up. Whereas staking through a third-party platform is much easier, as they handle most of the technical aspects for you. For example, many popular exchanges such as Binance offer third-party staking services. And then many popular wallets also offer managed staking. So that makes it super easy to stake if you want to. Now, some of the most popular coins for staking are Ethereum, Cardano, and Polkadot, but there are plenty of others to choose from. And the rewards can be quite sweet here. I'm talking 5 to 20% annually, depending on the coin and the specific staking rules. But just like with lending, staking comes with its own set of risks. If the price of the crypto you're staking takes a nosedive, your rewards might not be enough to cover for your losses. Also, as more people start to stake a particular coin, the rewards usually go down. So if you're not an early adopter, you might not see the same kind of returns. Now, some staking requires you to lock up your tokens for a certain amount of time, so you won't be able to access them if you suddenly want to sell. So just make sure that you're okay with that before you commit to it. And as always, remember to do your own research, understand the risks, and never stake more than you can afford to lose. Now, let's dive into a super underrated way of making passive income, aka revenue sharing or dividend tokens. These are basically tokens that give you a piece of the platform's profits or revenue, kind of like how some companies pay you dividends if you hold their stocks. The idea is simple: the more tokens you hold, the bigger share of the pie you get. And a great example of this is KuCoin shares, or KCS. Just by holding KCS in your KuCoin wallet, you get a daily cut of the exchange's trading fees. So the more KCS you hold, and the more trading that happens on their platform, the more you will earn. The cool things about these dividend paying tokens is that you can earn passive income just by holding them. But of course, there are some risks to keep in mind. Like, the payout you get really depends on the success and profitability of the platform. So if the platform struggles or loses users, your earnings could seriously take a hit. Also, don't forget that there's always the possibility of regulatory changes that could affect the value or utility of these tokens. I've seen this happen way too many times. Like in August of 2023, Binance's BNB dropped to a 1-year low because of legal and regulatory scrutiny over their activity in Russia. So my point is, please make sure to look into the platform's track record, read up on the revenue sharing specifics, and only invest what you can afford to lose. Now, let's move on to two of my favorite ways to earn free crypto: airdrops and forks. Airdrops are basically when a project gives out free tokens to their community. Just think of it as a promotional marketing tactic for protocols, but instead of discounts, they give you free tokens. The best part? Sometimes all you have to do is hold a certain coin in your wallet, and boom, free tokens just for being in the right place at the right time. But not all airdrops are that simple. Some require a bit more effort, such as providing liquidity or actually using their protocol. But either way, I think it's pretty cool that there are people out there who can make a living by farming airdrops. They're called airdrop hunters, and some of them are pulling in 6 figures per year just by collecting free tokens. So if you keep an eye out for legitimate airdrops and participate when you can, it could be a nice way to grow your portfolio without having to spend extra money. Now, let's move on to something quite similar to airdrops, but still different, and that'd be forks. A fork is when a blockchain splits into 2 separate chains, usually because of some sort of disagreement within their community. When this happens, anyone who was holding the original coin usually gets an equal amount of the new forked coin for free. But here's the important thing to remember. In order to actually get those free coins, both chains need to be supported by miners or validators after the split. If one chain dies out, then those coins could end up being worthless. So while forks can be a nice surprise bonus, they're far from a sure thing. And you definitely shouldn't be buying a coin just because you think it might fork in the future. Personally, I think that airdrops and forks can be a great way to earn some extra crypto, but they shouldn't be your primary investment strategy. And always do your own research to better avoid scams, as there are a lot of them that try to rope you in through a free airdrop these days. Now, my next passive income strategy has everything to do with NFTs. If you don't know what those are, they're essentially digital collectibles that can be bought and sold using crypto. They can represent anything from art to music to virtual real estate to gaming items. But what's important to note is that if you create your own NFT, you can set it up so that every time they're sold on a secondary market, you automatically get a cut of the sale. This is what's known as a royalty. And the cool thing is that NFT royalties are programmed straight into the blockchain. So you don't have to chase down buyers or worry about getting paid. It's all automated. And if your NFT becomes popular, those royalties can really add up. Now, of course, creating an NFT that people actually want is easier said than done. It takes a lot of talent, marketing, and sometimes just pure luck. But if you catch the right wave and find product market fit, then NFT royalties can be a great way to turn your creativity into passive income. Now, this next strategy is not talked about enough, as it's made me thousands of dollars over the years, and that's affiliate and referral programs. Most exchanges and lending platforms will pay you a bonus for bringing in new users. The way it works is that you'll earn a percentage of your referrals trading fees or the interest that they earn. So the more your referrals trade, deposit, or lend, the more you will earn. And the best part? Some platforms offer recurring commissions, which means that you will keep on earning passive income for months or even years from this. Now, I'm not gonna lie, you can't just sit back and expect for referrals to pour in. But if you've got a big network or a lot of followers potentially, it can be quite the lucrative strategy. Personally, I've had some success with referring my community to products with such programs. But I always make sure to only recommend things that I use myself and that I truly believe in. So if you're willing to put in a little bit of effort here, affiliate programs and referrals could be a great way to generate passive income on the side. Okay, now I'm going to go into some of the more advanced tactics that crypto natives use to generate passive income, starting with providing liquidity and yield farming. Providing liquidity is essentially when you add your crypto to a liquidity pool on a DEX, such as Uniswap or PancakeSwap. Essentially, you're becoming the crypto version of a market maker. You're providing liquidity that allows other people to trade. In return, you get a cut of the trading fees generated by the pool. So it's kind of like being a silent partner in a crypto trading business. When you provide liquidity, you receive LP tokens, which represents your share of the liquidity pool. Those tokens can then be used to redeem your cut of the trading fees and get back to the original crypto that you deposited. But why stop at just earning trading fees? As this is where yield farming comes into play. Yield farming takes things a step further by allowing you to earn additional rewards on top of your trading fees. So once you have your LP tokens, you can stake them in yield farms to earn even more tokens. This is done to incentivize liquidity providers to keep their funds in the pool. Otherwise, they may just pool their liquidity at a whim, which would not be good for the project. Now, hear me out when I say that the returns on these strategies can be quite wild. I'm talking 20 to 100% annually in some cases. Now, there are a bunch of battle-tested platforms for yield farming, such as Curve Finance and Yearn Finance. But before you throw all your crypto into the nearest liquidity pool, there are some risks you need to be aware of. For example, impermanent loss is when the ratio of two tokens in the liquidity pool changes compared to when you first deposited them. Like, let's say you provide equal values of token A and token B into a liquidity pool. If the price of token A goes up significantly compared to the price of token B, then you might end up with less token A than if you had just held on to your original investment. This happens because the pool has to maintain the same value ratio between the two tokens, so it automatically sells some of your token A for token B to keep things balanced. So even if the combined value of your tokens in the pool goes up, you can still end up with a less than favorable token ratio than when you started. Also, there's always the risk of smart contract bugs or hacks that drain the liquidity pool. But if you're willing to take on a little more risk and you've done your homework, then these strategies can be a great way to supercharge your portfolio. Just remember to diversify and always have an exit strategy. All right, so this next strategy is a favorite of the crypto OGs, and that's mining. Mining is how new cryptocurrencies are created and how transactions are verified on proof-of-work blockchains such as Bitcoin, Litecoin, and Monero. Basically, miners use their computer power to solve complex math problems, and if they solve the problem first, they get to add the next block to the blockchain, and they're rewarded with some newly minted coins as a result. Sounds simple, right? Well, not so fast. Because profitable mining these days requires specialized equipment called ASICs. These are basically super-powered computers designed specifically for mining. And let me tell you, these things are not cheap. I'm talking about thousands of dollars just to get started. Plus, they consume a lot of electricity, so you'll need to find a place with cheap power in order to have any hope of being profitable. Also, on top of the upfront costs, you've got ongoing maintenance to worry about, and the mining difficulty across the entire network continues to grow, so your shiny new ASIC might become obsolete in a matter of months. That's why a lot of miners join pools instead, where a group of miners pool together their hash rate in order to increase their chances of solving a block and earning that block reward. The reward is then split amongst the pool members based on how much computing power they contributed. But even with a pool, there's no guarantee of profitability. So while mining can be fun and a potentially profitable way of earning passive income, it requires a significant upfront investment and a healthy dose of risk tolerance. That's why if you're serious about getting into mining, I recommend starting small, maybe with a used ASIC or a GPU rig, and see how that goes. And as always, please have a backup plan for if the market takes a tumble. Anyhow, I hope this video was helpful for you, but as you can see, this was just an overview and you have a lot more research you have to do before you can get started with any one of these. For example, if you decide to pursue the airdrop route, then you gotta watch this video where I explain why everyone is saying that airdrops are dead and what you can do to optimize your ROI.